Welcome to The Way It Should Be. I'm Dean.
I'm JD. Today, we got Chad too.
Hey, Chad.
Chad's here.
Let's start that over.
We got,
No, we're good.
we're good. And we got JD's dumbass brother.
I say we
Yeah,
start over
mine-
now because we had that conversation about we're good.
Oh, fuck it.
Fuck it, dude. We just got to be more relaxed, dude.
We're in.
And we got my Gen Z brother.
Say hello. Say it.
Don't say your name, dummy.
Don't do that. Just say hello. Little bitch.
Hello.
See,
Now he's
we were
turning
just
red.
talking about how dumb
he's turning-
Gen Z
we were.
is, and that just proves it.
Now he's turning red.
Yep.
Are you embarrassed?
No.
A little bit?
No.
You're never
How can you tell he's turning red?
You told me not to say my name, so I thought I fucked up.
You're never going to be allowed to run for president of the United States now.
I don't want to.
I
anyway.
don't want him to run for president of the United
I don't want
States.
to anyway.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Hey, so we were talking about this Argentina guy. He won. What do
Yeah.
you think about that?
I'm excited. I've always wanted to go to Argentina, so
Are you going to move there?
maybe I'll make a trip there now.
gonna
I'm not saying
flee?
move. I'm not saying move there yet, but I'm just saying
You're going to flee to Argentina. It's probably not a bad idea. Maybe he'll fix it.
maybe he'll fix it. It'll be great.
Wouldn't that be awesome if,
Give it a
like,
couple of
his...
years.
Yeah.
his policies actually turned that country around, and everybody there was like, you know what? There's something to this libertarian thing. We're gonna just keep doing this.
He calls himself an anarcho-capitalist.
Well, that is a form of libertarian.
Yeah. Let's
It's
see.
the only correct form of libertarian. So
Let's see. Narco-libertarianism. I just pulled that meant that.
yeah,
Anarcho-capitalist? Is that
yeah.
what it is? Yeah.
That's what he calls
Anarcho-capitalist.
himself. Yeah, is a term that can be refer to two different political philosophy. How do you say that word? Philosoph. I'm going to screw it up.
You know what
Philosophies?
Philosophies. One is anarcho-capitalism, which is the right-wing ideology that believes the only way to acquire property is through voluntary trade, gift, or labor-based original appropriation. The other libertarian anarchism, which far-left ideology that advocates for society without state or hierarchy.
Yeah, I would
I
not
don't-
class. Those would not. Those are like anarcho-socialist, anarcho-communist. Those are not libertarians.
You know
Yeah.
where you can
They're
find those
not- they're-
definitions at?
Wikipedia.
Our website.
Our website. They're
Oh,
on
go to our website. We've got them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the website again?
The way it should be show.
Wayitshouldbeshow.com. That's right.
I believe Termott said he was anarcho-capitalist.
Yeah.
No,
No.
Rechtenwald.
Rechtenwald.
Okay.
Yeah. Termott didn't say what he was.
Yeah.
Usually when they call themselves something, and I don't really know what it is, I look it up and put it in the blog post.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mick,
Yeah.
are you a libertarian?
No,
What are you? Are you a Democrat? Are you a Democrat?
Pull that thing a little closer, bro.
I'm nothing.
What up?
haven't
You're a nihilist,
voted.
dude.
Haven't voted. Don't want
Are
to
you old
vote.
enough to vote?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I was old enough.
Are you
to
allowed to vote?
Last election.
There you go.
Which I think is a fucked up thing. Like I don't think like regardless of what you've done, like even if you murdered somebody, you still should have the right to vote.
Once you've done your time,
No, regardless.
I don't
You're
know.
still a citizen of this country. You still have a say in things.
while you're incarcerated, I
Yes.
think it's fine not to vote.
No, I don't think that's right. I think your right to vote is the most basic right you
So
get in this country.
should you be as someone that's in jail for just say murder? Should you be able to have your Second Amendment right as well?
I mean, sure, but I don't think they're going to let you have a gun in jail.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you're in jail. You're under somebody else's rules.
Why,
Once you get out, though, yeah, go get a gun. I don't have a
Well,
problem with
I'm
that.
talking about is if you can
Cesspool
vote
of
in jail.
Voter fraud.
Yeah, no crap. If you can vote in jail, why couldn't you have a gun in jail? That's a right as well.
You're making some good points. But I don't know, man. I just feel like you just taking away somebody's right to vote is fucked up. But I also think democracy is retarded, so whatever.
Give us your perfect scenario here. Democracy is retarded. So where are you at?
No government. Zero government.
Zero government.
None
Community
whatsoever.
government? What about community? Can the community?
Yeah, sure. Get it as local, as small as possible. Yeah,
So like going back to like native tribes.
pretty much,
Like
yeah.
this tribe does
The
their
Wild
own thing.
West. Like the Wild West.
It's not so much the Wild West. but
Okay,
yeah.
not the Wild West, but the West before it was the United States, when it was
Well,
territories.
yeah. So the native tribes or any kind of tribal
Yeah,
Aborigine or
yeah.
then you just have tribes fighting each other and
Well,
killing
people
each
are
other.
always going to fight, kill
yeah,
each other.
exactly. But Yeah.
But for the most part, people don't fight and kill each other. Most people just want to go to work and feed their kids and
So
hang out.
Fort Worth, Texas would be its own thing, and then Dallas, Texas would be its own thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, pretty much. And you would just do your own thing. And if you needed cops, well, you just hire some cops. You know, it wouldn't be public
like,
cops; it'd be
private
security. Yeah. And I think you'd have a lot more security in the world if you did that, because
Now, this topic, is that not what they were trying to do with defund the police, or was that something else? They were
no,
just
they were just trying to. Man, I never understood the defund the police thing.
I think they didn't think that they should be rolling around like
I think what they wanted to do, it was like
body armor and SWAT, like
Well-
armored vehicles and shit.
I mean,
Well,
if
it
the
was-
more armed your society the
Exactly.
more cops are gonna have to be armed. So
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
have a problem with cops rolling around with body armor. And I mean, I honestly think the average patrol officer should have like a 9-inch 300 blackout rifle with him at all times. So
Modern times, yeah.
yeah, with a suppressor on it and a red dot and a light.
Then
That should be their sidearm.
Then your president just threatens to bomb you.
Yeah, hit you with nuclear weapons.
Yeah, or F-16s. That was the other one. He said,
Yeah.
you need an F-16.
Yeah,
So does Javier
Javier
Milei?
Milei.
Milei? Yeah.
What was it?
None of us knew how to say this guy's
I'd
name.
probably
didn't.
look it up again. Just
I think we did it okay.
What was the percentage he won by on this run out?
I think it was 55% on the what is it called? The runoff election. Hey, turn that off.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know if it's me. It's probably Mick.
I thought it was me, and I checked, but no, mine's off.
It's not me.
I turned mine off.
Typical Gen Z on his phone.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's interesting, man. There's a video of him where he has a list of all the different ministries that the government has. He's just going through them. He's ripping them off. You're out of here. You're out of here. He's just pulling all these different tags off. He's going to cut them all. He wants to get rid of all of them.
So when does he officially take office? On the 1st or New Year?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's see.
I know he's got all kinds of ideas, but when does he actually take charge?
Well, that's the other thing. He's got all these ideas, but he still has to work with their Congress
it's
or
not
whatever
like a
they have.
dictatorship.
So
yeah, it's checks and balances.
yeah, just because he wants to do something doesn't mean he's going to be able to.
Yeah, he calls himself a narco-capitalist, vowed to abolish Argentina's central bank.
That's a big thing. Big thing. Because they go through bouts of inflation all the time. They're at, what did Ben Shapiro say? They were at 143%.
143%. Yeah.
That's nuts.
Replace the peso with the U.S. dollar to tame hyperinflation.
Yeah. And it would too.
So how does they how does it even work? You influx their economy with the U.S. dollar? Or?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because because they can't make the U.S. dollar. They can't
Yeah,
print the
so
U.S. dollar. So
they
they're
can't
only
do-
going to have so much versus the peso where they just load it down
Yeah.
when it comes time.
Kind of like the way.
Kind of
Way
like
we-
what we're in
we're
right
doing
now.
with
Print money?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You just print more money. Well, they can't print dollars. So there you go.
So
They can-
it would be
and
like
it's not,
us-
it's not unheard of. Panama operates off of U.S. dollars.
Okay.
Yeah. There's several countries. Liberia uses U.S. dollars. There's a couple of countries but Liberia is a shithole. So.
He's going to privatize state oil, state radio, state TV.
Yeah. He wants to privatize their state health system. It's always been socialized.
Said,
He promises to balance the budget. I wish our elected leaders would promise that. That'd be fun. Fantastic.
So this, they're saying it may solve the. I'm looking at a CNN article, which is incredibly like it's not, bias in this. It's not going to work. They said his idea is this guy, whoever this is, Dr. Christopher Wild, says it may fix the inflation problem, but create another problem, trade balance.
I guess. Yeah, he wants to cut off trade with China, and he wants to deal with only the U.S. I think China's their number one trading partner right now. So that's going to be tough to do.
Which the last guy was a full-blown communist, right?
Pretty much, yeah. They're all communists down there in South America. Or some kind of socialist, which is...
I wonder what their
basically the
biggest
same
import is. Should look that up.
thing. I don't know. Chickens?
Export, excuse me, not import. Export.
I think their biggest export is like, well, that might be... I was going to say soybeans, but that might be...
During the last 5 years reported, Argentina have changed by 9.2 billion from 59 billion. Most recent exports are led by corn, soybean meal, soybean oil, delivery trucks. I guess they build delivery trucks and wheat.
Yeah, so corn and soybean for the Chinese market.
So I guess he had to step down on some of his policies
Yeah.
to secure it.
Yeah.
Which one of his policies was selling your organs?
Which, I mean, come on, dude. Your organs, if you want to sell them, sell them.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I would never sell my organs,
As long as
but
you don't wake up in an ice bath.
yeah.
well, and I guess that would be someone's argument that people would
Well,
say,
then that would be an illegal.
Right.
People wake up in ice baths now,
Well,
so
yeah, that's
it's not.
Do
you
they?
haven't- Yeah.
yeah, black market.
Yeah, that
organs,
happens.
in China.
Like Mexico.
Oh, China just picks a guy out of in
Oh,
prison
with-
that matches you and shoots him in the head and takes it. It's a good system, really. If you got a bunch of people you want to get rid
He's
of.
on death row or life sentence.
Yeah. So if you're rich and you need a new
Make them useful.
liver, go
Yeah,
to China and they'll get you one. They'll find you a liver. We got a guy. He matches you perfectly.
Yeah, guaranteed. It doesn't work. We'll find you another. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's some
fucked
of
up.
that. That's some of the conspiracy theorists people talk about. You know, our elites from over here going over there and doing that. You know, go over there. And,
I'm sure they
I'm
do.
sure I've seen movies about that or read a book or something. Yeah.
You've never read a book, motherfucker.
I prefer the video visuals
I'm the same way.
movies.
He's going to cut social spending, cut ties with communist countries, including China, legalize the sale of human organs. Also, however you say his name, also known as El Loco or the Madman by his supporters. He's anti-abortion and called for sex education to be cut from schools. He previously attacked Pope Francis, who is from Argentina, calling him a disgusting leftist who promotes communism.
That's awesome. A disgusting leftist. That's fantastic.
He also praised British Prime Minister Margaret Thatcher, and I guess she's unpopular in Argentina.
Yeah. Yeah, she's a conservative, so they don't like her. Or she was. She's dead now, so. But she had a great quote. She said, socialism's great until you run out of other people's money.
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to know. I wonder when he takes over.
I don't know.
I'm curious to know what it all looks like.
I can't wait to watch his however long. I don't know if he serves for 4 years or what. I don't know. I don't know anything about Argentina, but it's going to be interesting to watch. What'd be really cool is if Trump wins again, because he's this guy Milei, he's real into Trump. So, and Trump's
Sworn in as president on the 10th of December, 2023.
oh shit, wow, that's quick.
Right around the
Yeah, in
corner.
Argentina. Yep.
Wow, that's pretty quick. Because I think our guys got to wait till January 7th.
Yeah,
I think
the new
something like
year.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, he's replacing, who is this, Alberto Fernandez.
yeah, Fernandez. Interesting. Well, it'll be fun to watch. It'll be
It
fun to
will
watch
be
this guy
good.
for the next couple of years. See what happens. I hope, you know what I really hope is that they get this, like he's able to get some of his policies, like the dollarization, and they bring the inflation rate down. And the average Argentinian does better. And they're like, you know what? Maybe there's something to this libertarian thing. We're going to try it out for a while, and it just grows.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see a country become that way versus the ones we already have that are.
Yeah,
I
totally
think-
dominated by socialists.
You're gonna see some of those people scream though, because you cut some of these social. Of course, who knows? Maybe they're not getting it anyway. You cut these social spending programs that he said he's gonna do.
Yeah, but what good are they if your
Right,
dollar?
exactly.
I mean, your
Probably
peso is
all,
worth less and less every day
and
Why
a
do
lot
they keep comparing him? All these sites compare him to Trump,
because that's the only thing they can do.
and well,
He's
it's
nothing.
Not,
He has no
he's-
policies that are like Trump.
Yeah,
Well, except for the China and all that stuff.
yeah, but I mean,
It's because he's brash and outspoken, and he cusses and he yells at people and calls them, jackasses and shit. And so they look at him. He's like, oh, he's just an Argentinian Trump. And he's also said Trump's, he liked Trump. So
Trump's his homeboy.
yeah,
he's kicking it with Trump.
I'd kick it with Trump. I think that'd be fun.
Probably would be a blast.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I guess I think it'd be fun.
I'll have to kick it
Should
with
ask
your daughter.
Kanye. Kanye hung out with.
I don't want to hang out with Kanye.
No, Kanye hung out with Trump. Remember that big deal was
A lot of people hung out with Trump before.
Yeah, but
Lots of people.
here
good friends.
recently.
He's got a lot of
Kanye-
friends.
Right before Kanye went all
He's
crazy.
a popular guy.
Trump.
Yeah. Well, Kanye is too. I guess not as popular as he was. Since he's like, oh, Hitler's great.
Yeah.
What a fucking retard.
Yeah. That whole thing was a shit show.
Yeah. For sure. All right.
See, his victory has dealt a major blow to the powerful Peronist movement.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know what the Peronist movement is, but
Bunch of socialists.
bunch of socialists. What else we got today? What are we talking about? What's up with the swimmer deal you were talking
I
about?
have no idea. So let's not talk about it.
Well, okay, transgender sports.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just saw some headline. I didn't read the article. So that's why I was asking you about it, see if you knew anything. But I don't know.
No, okay, so I'm asking about transgender sports.
What about them?
Should they be allowed to play?
Yeah, they should have their own league. They should their own thing.
We should start that.
I'm not doing that. I think I made my stance pretty clear on those people. I have no use for them.
it's too much energy to be invested in
Lunatics.
dumb shit.
Well, and it's something that's going
Fucking
to fail.
psychopaths.
Something
Yeah.
that's going to fail.
Yeah. Plus, I don't want to be around a bunch of crazy people all the time. They're fucking lunatics.
What do you think? What's the Gen Z opinion?
Don't know.
God, you're a terrible representation of your people.
All right, so what was that called? Peronism? Peronism?
Yeah.
Also called justicalism, is a labor and left-leaning Argentinian political movement based on the idea of legacy of Argentina ruler Juan Perón.
You didn't do anything to clarify what it is.
Peronism wants an Argentina socially fair, economically free, and politically sovereign. We establish a centralized government, an organized state, and a free people
Yeah.
in this land. The best thing we have is our people. That's quoted.
They're just socialists is all it is. They just want a
Yeah, that's what
socialist
it
country.
looks like. I was just
It's funny to me because he's got everything says far right. Everything.
Yeah, he's far right.
It's like,
Yeah.
is he?
No.
Is he far right? I don't think he is far
But
right.
here's the thing, and who was that?
that's this new guy, right?
Elon
Right?
Musk made a good point about that on Joe Rogan, where he said, when you start as far left as those people do, everything is far right.
Oh,
Yeah,
you mean
yeah.
like media?
Yeah, no,
Like, so-
just in general, all the politicians, the media, everything. If you're starting from their starting point, which is almost as far left as you can possibly get, anything,
Anything 1 degree or
Yeah.
even if you
over
move to the middle, you are considered far right by
You're
them.
right, yep.
So, who gives a shit what they think? They're a bunch of fucking lunatics.
You're fired up today.
I fucking hate those people.
Wait,
Leftists.
hold on. Which leftist?
Yeah.
I loved how everybody loved Musk like he was. They thought he was liberal until
Yeah.
they started seeing his more conservative side, and then now everybody hates him.
Is he even? It's. I don't even think it's conservative. It's just like it's just not ridiculous.
He's just not what they wanted. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He's just not as far left as they want him to be. And like you said, 1 degree to the right, all of a sudden you're
far right.
You're far right, the enemy. Yeah,
Yeah. Which is
it's all or
bonkers.
nothing. Yeah,
It's bonkers.
So they're gonna pass a budget. Congress gonna pass a budget so they can go home for Thanksgiving. Did you see that?
They're actually going to do a budget? Or
No,
they just
they're not
do,
gonna
no,
do
it's a
budget.
continuing
Yeah,
resolution?
continuing resolution.
Yeah,
excuse
they're not
me.
going to do
Yeah.
a budget,
Yeah,
which is
just so they can go home for Thanksgiving.
oh yeah, they do that all the.
yeah. That's all they do is continuing resolutions. We haven't had a budget in decades.
I was in the military 20 years ago, and every time they talked about a shutdown, they would do something like that just to
Yeah.
edge it back a little bit. Yep.
Yep.
We may be at what did he say? 143%.
It could
Inflation.
happen. It
Inflation.
really could happen.
What are we
Yeah.
at now? What are we considered?
Well, I don't know because you can't really trust their numbers, but they say
That's
it keeps
true.
going down.
Goes down?
The rate of increase is going down. We're still experiencing inflation. It's just that it's slowing down. I think it's at 3-point-something%, but I don't believe those numbers at all.
3.7 as of September, 3.3 in October.
Yeah, I saw a post the other day of somebody I know around here, locally, and they said, how come this year they've made more money than they've ever made before in their life, yet feel broker than they want, one of some of the most broke time. Like that's man, that's the truth for a lot of people, I think, right now. Because I know, like, if you look at the money that I've made this year, and then think, man, we really screwed this up or something. You know, like
This
just not
website
there.
called Trueflation, it says the U.S. inflation rate. The average American purchasing power has eroded by 23.54% since January 2020.
So since COVID or 20, okay,
Yeah.
so almost
And if that feels close to right. Like almost a third of my
4 years.
yeah, like a quarter of my money. It takes more. It's just crazy what it is, man.
How much of it was a stimulus?
A lot of it. I mean, it all started because of that.
Yeah. Did you get the stimulus check?
Yeah.
What did you deserve a stimulus check for?
Well,
Sitting on your balls, drinking?
I think at the time I wasn't working or something, whatever,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and it came through. Me and my mom have a tied bank on one bank account, and it was actually her stimulus check of X amount of dollars, and I just went.
You
and
just used it?
Used it,
Wow.
and then 3 days later, I got a phone call. Hey, did you get this? And I was like, it's gone. However many years ago that was.
Wow. I got some of that money. Not much of it. I did get some.
You got a bunch, huh?
I mean, I got a bunch of kids, but
Yeah. My little sister got a bunch of money. She made almost as much money in stimulus checks as she did actually working.
that's why everybody quit their jobs and
Yeah.
thought they were balling.
Her income fucking doubled during that time.
Yeah.
I was talking to a guy that told me he got his stimulus check and he was going through some tax stuff with the IRA, with the IRS, and he said it was just the stimulus was the exact amount that he needed for the tax attorney. So,
Really?
so he used his stimulus to pay his tax attorney to get his
wow.
taxes all
Yeah.
squared away.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's how dumb everything is.
Yeah, I remember when they were handing those checks out, I was telling people, I said, this is going to suck for us in the future because they're handing out all this free money. Nobody's working. They're racking up debt left and right. I mean, this is going to drive inflation crazy. And I just remember telling my family members that. I said, stock up on food, because it's going to get high. And they all laughed at me. But I was talking to them the other day. I'm like, hey, who's laughing now, motherfucker? Yeah. And I would have had a lot of food if somebody hadn't left the freezer door open.
Damn.
Yeah.
Should have bought safe and ready meals. Is that what it is?
MREs?
MREs?
No, not MREs. The freeze dried meals.
Oh, yeah. I would love to get a freeze dryer.
Canned food.
No, the ones that they're like, I think it's safe and ready.
Mountain
Home's same thing.
Mountain House.
Yeah,
they're
safe-
the best ones that I've ever had.
I think safe and ready is the ones that's like you buy them. They're all sealed. They're like in a bucket. They're it's for
Mountain
the
House
prepper.
does that too.
Is this
Yeah.
prepper stuff?
Yeah, it's prepper
Interesting.
stuff.
Sounds like poor people food to me.
No, it's not because they're very expensive.
Really?
Yes.
Sure.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
I'm
Spoken
young.
from a Gen Z.
That's like a
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's like food that lasts 25 years or something.
20
like that, so
at least 25 years.
Yeah.
But
it's
yeah.
emergency food.
yeah.
Poor people food.
here's my Patriot
what?
Supply. They have like a
I heard their food's not very good. You know what? I ordered some. No, it wasn't them. It was somebody else. Their food was garbage. Whatever one I had. It was Augustine Farms or something like that.
Not good.
I don't recommend them. I mean, Mountain House is. I've tried a bunch of different ones. The Mountain House is the best one, but they're the most expensive too. But you got Harvest Right. This company Harvest Right. They make home freeze dryers where you can freeze dry your own food.
Are those ones that like deliver it to your house?
No.
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 You're thinking of like meal replacement.
Yeah.
This is like literally it's in a bucket. You put it in your closet
what's
for
that?
when
What's that food truck that Granny used to have?
swans.
Swans,
That's
yeah.
a whole nother thing
Okay.
too. That's
Yeah.
not.
Swans.
Yeah. No, this is like shit hits the fan and there's no. I know this is gonna hurt your brain, but like if you went to the grocery store and there was no food on the shelves,
Yeah.
that's what this food is for.
Yeah, and it's pretty cool because it's just like a regular meal that they freeze dried, and then they put in the package. All you have to do is add hot water, and it reconstitutes, and it's almost exactly the same. It doesn't lose any of its nutritional value, and it's
With the being freeze dried.
freeze dried. Yeah, they're pretty good. They're
Because
pretty
all
good.
those old
25
people,
years?
Or longer.
because
Yeah,
all those old people are obsessed with the end of the world.
yeah.
And Mormons.
We've been through like 20 end
Recessions.
times. Well, that
Yeah.
too, but end of time. What was it?
Yeah, but did you go to the grocery store during COVID?
Oh, there was nothing there.
Like
You know
all the
what?
supply chain stuff.
Hey, you want to hear?
yeah.
You want to hear something funny? So before COVID became like a big deal, right? Like it was in January of whatever. What year was it, 2020 or whatever?
20.
Yeah.
So January, February 2020, and I just got some money in from something. I don't remember what it was. And oh, that's right. My sister I paid to replace her transmission in her car, and she paid me back. So I had like $4,000, right? And I saw all this stuff coming, and I was like, listen, we better do something with this money before this shit hits, because I think this could be bad. So we went to the store and we spent a ton of money on, like, rice and beans and pasta and canned goods and meat and all kinds of shit. And people were laughing at us in the lines. They were laughing at us, buying all this shit.
Did you buy toilet paper?
I say you
I was
should
about
have
No,
to
because
say-
I had bidets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And they're just laughing at us, right? And it was a couple of months later, there's nothing on the shelves. And I'm sitting there going, you stupid fucks. Who's laughing now? I got plenty of food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At that time, did they have a limit on, how they did the
There's
limit?
no,
You
because
can only
everything
buy
was
one
operating
thing?
like normally.
No, because I think it was a couple
Yeah.
of months after that when they
And
started
it was,
shutting down.
it was like probably a month later when they started shutting things down.
You don't see that after that. You don't see the stigma around being a prepper as much
No,
since COVID.
no. A lot of people recognize how
I mean, would you disagree?
dumb they were.
I mean, you're probably right. I still make fun of them.
Why?
I don't know. Just
You don't believe in being
He's
prepared?
just,
No,
he's
I
just
do.
punk
Actually-
rock.
I actually loved watching that show and reading. I think it's interesting.
Is that not? I don't think that's part of being punk rock, dude.
I was saying like I'm going to get like he's saying it to go against it, like just. To
Oh, that's
do
just
it.
being a dick. That's just being me. That's how I am.
I mean, it's smart. I mean, you can't. I mean, a lot of people think it's a waste of money, but
I mean, if the thing is,
being a prepper is kind of like, I guess, religion, huh? You just prepare for the worst and
Yeah.
whatever happens.
Hope for the best.
Yeah,
if it happens, your food's good. You have taco night.
Yeah.
exactly.
Some more.
You're like Dean in the grocery store laughing at everybody else. You
Yeah.
fucking idiots with all those guns
Exactly.
and ammo and food.
I had plenty of that.
We
Come
should
on.
get like a real prepper to come on here. Do you know any real preppers? Any bit that are like super into it? Do you?
No, that'd
No,
be
but
awesome
you
though.
find somebody. I'm
But
sure.
a real prepper is not going to say shit about it, because a real prepper is going to shut his fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
not tell
love, I
everybody
love how
about
they
it.
would like be real, like they didn't want to show where their spot was and all that
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but you knew who they were, so
Yeah,
you just follow them.
Spoiler.
It's funny. So I know that guy that's like a mountain man, lives up in the mountains most of the
Okay,
year.
yeah.
And I wouldn't say he's a prepper. He's just a mountain man.
Yeah.
He
Lives,
just
yeah.
he doesn't. And I was like, hey man, you want to come on a podcast? And he was like, that sounds cool. No. He's like, I'll listen, but no way.
I'm not going to tell everybody where I'm at.
Yeah. Actually, I don't know. Maybe someone. I mean, those people that did that show got people to come on there. Maybe if you're a prepper, email
hey,
us
man.
on the website.
I promise our 10 listeners aren't gonna like come find you.
10 listeners.
That's what it feels like.
Hey, we're up there.
Yeah, we're getting there.
Getting there. I bet a prepper would come on here. Like,
I mean, I think
I'm
everybody
always-
should be a little bit of a prepper.
Always more interested in the preppers, not so much the people that are just buying these meals, right? But the people that are like prepping with knowledge or homesteading kind of prepper. To me,
Yeah.
that's more
That's the
interesting
way to
and
do it.
sustainable.
Well, I've always wanted to get like a group of people that would go in together and buy a piece of land and, slowly turn it
You want to
into
start a cult,
not a cult,
a commune?
like a
Homestead, Ocom,
yeah, like a homesteading commune, yeah, and everybody
homestead
just
your
kind of
property, yeah.
yeah, and everybody buys his land. It's all in everybody's name, and then we just each dole out the sections of land for
So
everybody.
It's a libertarian. No, it's a narco-capitalist commune.
Sure,
That's a neat idea.
it's a great idea. You find people with different skill sets.
Yeah.
Somebody that's
Find a nurse,
a nurse
find
or
a
a
mechanic.
doctor or a mechanic, a woodworker, and you just bring them in, and everybody does their thing.
Our job translates to nothing that'll help us
No.
when this shit hits the fan.
Yeah, I can count from 10 to 0.
You got me thinking about how important it is because we were just talking about this earlier about how everybody's gone to school now. So business degrees and the medical field's all oversaturated. But we're back to where people need to be going to trade school.
Yeah.
Plumbers, electrician.
Yep.
I watched that South Park Pandaverse the other day, and it was
Oh, yeah.
making fun of that. How the handymen were all billionaires versus
Yeah.
people that couldn't do shit for themselves.
Versus someone in,
Like an
that'll pay
electrician or a
student
plumber.
debt for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
And there's people out there $250,000 in student debt and don't even work in the field that their degrees in.
Yeah.
It cracks me up. I get those calls about paying off my student debt.
Yeah.
I've never had.
I had a little bit of student debt once.
You pay it off?
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
waiting on the government to do it, huh?
No, it took me forever to do it. I didn't pay it off till I got the job we got now. I paid on it for years. But I borrowed the money in 2000, right after I got out of school. Because at the time, before the .com bubble burst, you could go some shitty school and get a certificate in networking or something like that. And you could go out and get $100,000 a year job. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that. So I went and borrowed. I got a student loan for like $9,000 and started going to one of those schools. And then the bubble burst and nobody was getting hired. And I was like, well, fuck. So I just quit going. I never even got my certificate. Yeah. But I had paid on that motherfucker for 10 years.
And if you did, it probably discredited by now.
Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
I had a buddy that. No, anyway, so we were all going and getting motorcycles. Now, mind you, everybody I was friends with at that time was all working. No one was going to college. We were all working, warehouse, bullcrap jobs, warehouse jobs, but making, a living that we could live on our own. So we were all buying motorcycles. I think most of everyone that did ended up with them repossessed. I didn't. I kept mine. But anyway, I had this one buddy that.
God damn.
I kept mine. I didn't let it get repossessed. But I had this one buddy that couldn't get approved because he was at school full time, so he didn't have a job. So he just used $10,000 of his student loan and bought a motorcycle with it. Dude, he gets better because he didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. He's a good friend, great dude. Didn't know how to ride a motorcycle. So I'm like, hey, man, I'll teach you how to ride this motorcycle. Well, I took for granted because I've been riding motorcycles my entire life. So we go to this big parking lot, empty. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it for a loop around there. And I'm like, this is how you do it. Let out on the clutch, give it some gas. He's like, cool. Takes off, doesn't even kill it. He's going to make this big loop around the parking lot. About halfway into this loop, bam, hits the telephone pole.
Oh, Jesus.
Totals that whole bike.
God dang. The very first day?
Very first day.
Wow.
Very first, within a mile of taking off on it.
That's awesome.
He was okay.
Yeah.
Never rode that motorcycle again.
But he still has to pay that $10,000 back.
He paid it off, yeah.
That's awesome.
Actually, yeah, I think he sold it and they ended up fixing it. He sold it and then that guy wrecked it. So,
yeah. That reminds me when I was teaching my nephews how to ride their bikes. The youngest one, he's on the bike. And I'm riding, how you hold on to it and you run with him and you let him go. So I let the little motherfucker go. And we're in this parking lot for this private school, this Christian school. And he's riding in this parking lot. He's going straight for this school bus. And I'm like, Tyler, turn. And he's like, ah! And he crashes right into the damn bus. And I'm like, you fucking idiot. Why didn't you turn? I don't know what to do. I said, you dented the bus. Let's get out of here.
That was essentially what this buddy of mine did.
Yeah.
Just with a motorcycle and a telephone pole. And like a parking lot telephone pole with 3 foot of concrete on the base. And then they bolted it on there. Yeah. Just wiped it out. I was able to ride it home. Rode it home for him.
That's awesome.
But it was done. Yeah. Yeah. So don't buy motorcycles with student loans.
Yeah.
No, it's just don't do student loans if you don't have to.
Yeah.
Go become an electrician. Go join the electrical union or the plumbing union.
Man, I've been trying to tell this guy, find a craft.
Yeah.
Get a craft, something that someone can't take away from you. Yeah.
Aircraft maintenance, you can make a bunch of money doing that.
But I mean, something someone can't take away from you. You just go frame houses for a while.
Yeah,
Learn how to frame houses.
Skills or something that everybody should.
Yeah. Sure. And if you look, I promise you right now, we all live in kind of different areas, within the same 50 miles, but within the 50-mile radius. But I guarantee you, if each one of us called a plumber or electrician, there's a pretty good chance that guy that shows up is over 55 years old.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So in 10 or 15 years, if you went plumber, electrician,
HVAC,
any of
here
that
in
stuff.
Texas,
Yeah. Any
Dude,
of that stuff,
I wish years ago I'd gone to I went to the Fort Worth electrical union because they have an apprenticeship program. And man, they let me in it, and I don't know what happened. I think I got offered another job that paid more, and I just went and did that because they were paying $10 an hour at the time, and this other job paid $12 an hour. So I was like, oh, I'll go make $12 an hour. Not thinking long term.
Yeah.
I could be a master electrician right now with my own company making shit tons of money.
And all that,
Yeah.
However it works.
Yeah, I think it was journeyman then master.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
But yeah, either
It takes
way.
6 years to get your master electrician license.
And you don't have student debt when you're done.
No, because you're earning money while you're doing it.
Really, yeah, you can go to work for
Or be a welder or something.
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of old field.
the
for us. It's
welder.
kinda-
The welder thing is weird, right? Like from what I've seen with people that go go to welding school or something, right?
Yeah.
Because there's a thing, and I guess it's in all this. Like you also, just because you know how to lay a good bead, doesn't necessarily mean that you have like the knowledge or the skill to translate that into building some kind of structural different, deal.
Yeah.
So you don't want to go be a welder and then end up in a production line, I think. Or maybe you do. Maybe those guys make good money too. I don't know.
My grandpa helped build I-30 whenever they were building that. He was a welder on that job. And when they were hiring people, they were looking for welders, and he had 8 kids to feed. And so he shows up to the interview. It's not really an interview. He just walked up there back in the day. They're like, "Can you weld?" He's like, "Hell yeah, I can weld. I'm a good welder." They're like, "All right, you got a job." So he goes to work, has no idea how to weld. Doesn't have a fucking clue. So he said he just watched everybody next to him. He's like, "I'll just do what they do.
Learn on the job.
Learn how to do it." But, he had to do what he had to do. He had 8 kids to feed.
Yeah.
So,
Fake it till you make it.
yeah. So the bridge.
It's like Chad. It's 8.
5. I'm getting there. I'm getting
5. You gotta get busy, man. You gotta get 8 kids.
He's making up for you.
there. Bump the numbers.
I don't
up.
have
You
any
don't have
kids.
kids. He's got 8.
5.
Thanks, man. I appreciate you pulling the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to do my job in overpopulating. Yeah.
Yeah. We just don't have enough of us out there.
Well,
Us Americans.
either way, the Gen Z kids.
Most of mine are girls, so it doesn't really help with the
Sure it does. Why doesn't that doesn't count?
building up our military. I guess now female
Building up the
sons.
military, this
I
guy.
don't know. You ever seen them IDF bitches, man? There's some bad mothers,
Yeah,
dude.
so
Did you
actually
see that story of that chick that she rounded up the troops in that little village that she was in, and she was the commander of it, and they fucking wiped out like 1,200
Oh yeah.
Hamas, or not? That was not that many, but it was like 600. Or I don't know, it was 60. It was a
Whatever
bunch.
it was a
Whatever the
lot.
fucking was, it was a lot of them. But yeah, she was the leader of that little thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a bad motherfucker.
What's going on with that? Have you kept up with any
No,
of
they're
that?
just slaughtering them over there. It's just
They were surrounding Gaza City last I've seen.
yeah. I've been watching some videos
Oh,
of them
yeah.
in action. It's just a
It's brutal.
I get all my information from Funker 530. So
yeah.
Just
It's rough.
I just watched their.
I feel sorry for the Gazans that are having to go through that because their leadership is just shitbags. But it is what it is.
So we want to talk about this Osama bin Laden's letter going
I don't care about
viral with these Gen Zs.
No.
I haven't even seen that yet. That's why
Yeah, apparently it was good. They're all making these TikTok videos. I don't have TikTok, but all making these TikTok videos about how all this stuff he said was right. And it's like, at the same time, you obviously didn't read that letter
you said
because
it's a bin Laden letter or a.
Yeah,
bin Laden.
it's the letter that he sent to the U.S. or had published after 9/11.
It was like, all this stuff that you're so tolerant of, whatever. His letter is talking about not letting gay people be gay and Sharia law and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, you didn't read the letter. Someone made a video and went viral, and some other Gen Z TikTokers, punk kids or whatever, were like, I'm going to jump on that bandwagon. You're on TikTok over there, I'm sure, aren't you? You're
No,
a Gen Z.
Are you a tic-tacker?
Are you a TikToker?
I guess technically we're tic-tackers too.
We have an account. That's correct.
Yeah, we
Oh, do
tic-tac.
we? Yeah. I don't personally have it on my phone.
Why not?
No. Yeah, of course not.
The reason I have the sole real reason I don't have it on my phone is because I need nothing to help me waste time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it does that for sure.
And I'm scared to death.
Oh, I caught myself the other day just with the Instagram reels.
Yeah,
And I was
same
like,
thing,
oh
yeah.
shit, I got to stop this stuff. Because I was like sitting there just like, one out of the other.
Instagram,
I said, I'm
TikTok,
not
Facebook,
doing this fucking
YouTube
bullshit.
Shorts. Yeah, it's all the same. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
all just a rabbit hole.
Yeah,
But that is correct. We do have a TikTok.
we do have one.
Yeah.
So, get back to the letter. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, just the fact that some of these, there's no way they were actually reading the letter.
Most of these kids weren't even alive. Gen Z wasn't even alive when he was doing all his shit.
What year were you born?
2002, so it was what, September 11th, 2001?
So you weren't born.
No.
Yeah, that's what's hard for for like trying to explain stuff to my kids. They don't understand.
They don't know what the world was like before that happened.
They're all post 9/11 baby.
Oh, well, actually, it was 200002. It was, it says right here.
When the
was a-
letter?
yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
letter.
it was after
It was
9/11.
a year after 9/11.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's, do you remember 9/11? Because we would have been in high school. I guess you would have been in high school too. You were what,
No,
probably a
I
senior?
was no. I was out of high school. I graduated in 2000.
Oh, okay. Okay,
No.
yeah.
It says
I remember exactly what I was doing and
What were you
when that
doing?
happened. I was working at this company in Dallas. I was training to be tech support for Hewlett Packard laptops. And went to work, and I was sitting with the guy that was teaching me at whatever the deal was we were working on that day, and the internet just stopped working, just wouldn't work, and the phones quit ringing, which is the most fucked up thing. It was totally silent. Yeah, it was a call center, and
did
there's
a blackout, yep.
everybody was watching TV. Nobody's calling in about their fucking laptops, and so, oh man, that's weird. Did that sound weird?
No.
It sounded weird in my earphones. Anyway, yeah, and then so we're like, man, the internet won't work. Nothing's working. Then this lady comes running in. We're under attack. We're under attack. They're bombing D.C. They're bombing New York. And we're like, what the fuck? So we're trying desperately to get something to work. Nothing. CNN eventually loaded. And we saw we kind of figured out what was going on. And then the bosses came and we're like, yeah, so no one's calling in. So just go home. We're going to shut down for today. Cool. All right. So, there was this chick that I was trying to get in her pants. Her grandfather was having open heart surgery that day, so I thought, all right, I'm going to go to the hospital and I'm going to score some points with her and get some ass out for her, later. I never did. But I sat in
You never went to the hospital?
No, I went to the hospital, but I never got any ass. So, but I sat there and watched again and again.